All right, here we go, folks. We got ourselves a fresh new series coming at you, spawning down in the bottom right with the Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN in the red. And his opponent. Spawning up in the top left for Talon, it is Dark. In the blue. A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Extractor Trick 15 hatch. Cool, cool, cool. Wonder if there's anything specific in mind for this. It is going to be going up against the Command Center first from ByuN. Okay. Gandalf. Yes, that was my name. Let's see if this is going to be a quick second barracks, or if this is going to be... Because we don't see a second gas yet from ByuN. He's gone for 4 racks plays with this, and it can be very effective. But it can also... I've seen it countered pretty hard before and made to look very silly. Now, let's see what Dark is going for. He, of course, is starting to mine gas, so we will be getting most likely a quick link speed. This is not going to be an insanely fast third base. ByuN, he's got to be going fast third CC with this, right? That's the only thing I can think of. He has not yet added on barracks. Even with the double orbital, that's still 300 minerals in the bank. Yeah, this is just going to be an insanely fast third CC. Absolutely crazy build coming out of ByuN. It's going to be Marine Reaper. The funny thing is, Dark has gone for 16 pool, 5 roach builds quite frequently in his heyday. And he's still in his heyday, I think. I think he's, still one of the best down in the business. But he's gone for that rather often. Now, because of the new cyclone, you don't like going for that very much. It's not a good time. But if he'd gone for it here, with ByuN no scouting, and just now getting the Reaper across the map, Dark would have won this game. So hard. It would have been laughably over with no bunker being produced, no SCV scout, Command Center first into fast third CC, but instead ByuN gets away with one of the most ludicrous openers you can. He is following it up with 2 additional barracks. Second gas, not super fast, but... I mean, ByuN is actually... Hang on, ByuN's floating 700 minerals. Hello? That was kind of weird. He's still floating a lot of money. Does he... This build feels weirdly unpracticed. I wonder how that just happened. Like, because you could build your barracks really, quicker, or you could go into your 4th and 5th barracks even. Or your faster double engineering bay. We will see a scout coming in from Dark. He's going to see the finished third CC. He's going to see the timing on the factory. And that should let him know what's up. Oh, wow. Only single tech lab off of this. Oh, that's kind of strange. I think it was the engineering bay timing that was late on this. Yeah, that's what it feels like. But at the same time, he wouldn't have necessarily had the gas. I don't know. This just feels like a couple things were just a little bit off for ByuN in this build. But he's tightened everything up, and now he's back to, having no surplus of resources, which is good. Oh, look at that. 4th and 5th barracks in the wall. That's kind of interesting. Kind of nifty. I don't know. This feels like This is still a good situation for ByuN. I don't want to undersell that. I'm just trying to pinpoint where things kind of went wrong, so to speak. I'm not quite sure if I'm able to identify it. I think it's just that the engineering bays were late. Dark is going to be going for 1-1 of his own. But it is going to be quite a bit later than that of ByuN. Ooh, Dark getting quite a few Lings getting picked off there. And didn't really get anything for it. Didn't even kill an SCV. Yeah, and Dark's economy is not great. He's only on 61 drones. Well, actually, no. I mean, for this point in the game, it's not bad. Certainly not bad. It's just that ByuN's start is actually still so insane. Ooh, this is a good time to be moving in, though, by Dark. ByuN is not able to deal with this. Even the Marines getting into a corner, that's not enough. Dark, can he fight these units? No, the SCVs will be able to buffer those couple reinforcing Marines. Good job by ByuN. ByuN is going into the main base, meanwhile, with the drop. Remember that if Dark doesn't get damage done with this, he could suffer a lot on the other side of the map, but he's getting that. He will get a lot of damage done, actually. However, though, oh my god, he's got so many queens. He's got 10 queens coming back into the main base. No, he cannot afford to lose that. He's going to try and transfuse, but it's not going to be enough. 1-1 will complete. Combat Shields is about to complete for ByuN as well. We will see the medevac taking a lot of damage, but good micro so far from ByuN. However, ultimately, once those medevacs go down, Queen should be able to deal with this. 18 SCVs going down on the other side of the map. This has been a very chaotic setup. So many queens falling. ByuN really trying to get value with these last Marines, and he does manage to pick off 2 drones. All right, 2 extra drones, I should say. He got another one during all this. Kind of a wild sequence right there. Dark losing the Carapace upgrade was so huge. ByuN already starting up 2-2. He's back up to 56 SCVs. Yeah, hyper chaotic game here. Somehow they've lost within 12 resources of each other, and the only reason Dark's that high is because of extractor tricks. Double drop will come in on the left side. We do have Hydras being produced. Dark also droning up pretty significantly to 73 now. He was kind of stalled out in the high 50s after losing some of these units, so he needed that drone up. ByuN getting into the corner. Dark trying to look big until the Hydras pop out. ByuN, if he can click down this hatchery and get the kill, that will be huge. He will force Dark to fight. Dark is going to be able to get some good target fire on the medevacs, but the Marines with their 1-1 and their combat shields cleaning up so much. Hydra does pop out, but, well, there's the load up. Dark ultimately does save the base. It comes at a heavy cost. Yeah, that resources loss that was even is very far from even now. Even though it's, you know, small potatoes, we're still relatively low unit counts for both players. Hydras only have their range upgrade. They don't have speed even on the way. And even though there's just Widow Mines here, we're going to see drones being pulled. Oh, drones trying to drag into the Marines. Not able to get the job done. 10 drones fall. That was still the correct call, I think, to pull those drones. Lings do have +1 melee. They're about to finish up their Carapace, but it's going to be 1-1-1 versus 2-2 now. So these Marines will have a solid upgrade advantage. Dark does have Bane speed. He does have some Banes here. Still no Hydra speed, though. Well, counterattack squad looking for some reinforcements, but ByuN a little bit too bunched up for that to be much of anything. 4th base is on the way. This has already been a very kind of exciting game. There's that 2-2. We've also got Overlord speed. Dark not feeling like he can head towards Hive just yet. But he has oh, there we go. There we go. There's the Hydra speed. I was just about to say he has forgotten that Hydra speed. It's a decision not to make Hive. It's a mistake not to get Hydra speed. And he does rectify that now. We're going to see a drop moving into the main. Dark, not a whole lot to deal with this. Actually, nothing to deal with it in the main. He is making his way over. Ooh, we could see Hydra speed getting denied. That would actually be really big. That is not it's not a super slow upgrade, but it's not a fast one either. It's also, of course, 100 gas to replace that building. 100 minerals, 100 gas. Oh, pardon me. Big hiccup. Nice changeling. Does spot the army on the right side. Dark does not have enough to deal with this just yet. Oh, Yes, he does. Didn't see that army on the bottom side. That changing was actually so valuable. ByuN, though, definitely still in an amazing position with the timing on that 3-3. Yeah. And the fact that there's no creep on this right side. Ooh, Ling's going to try and come on in. Baneling trying to get the connection, but a retarget on the Widow Mine. And now it is just Hydras versus 2-2 Marines. 1-1 Hydras. More reinforcements coming on in. If ByuN can snipe down just a couple Banelings. Oh, actually, never mind. Reinforcements coming in for Dark. And there wasn't enough medevacs here, so Dark actually able to get a pretty good fight. The Infestation Pit getting taken down, but not before the Hive starts. So at least there's that. Hydroden being replaced once again. It was denied from starting the first time. It was killed the second time with Hydra Speed. It's been killed the third time now, and the fourth time it is being constructed. Oh, meanwhile, a bunch of drones going to get taken down before the units can get here for Dark. Bailey's getting some big connections, though. ByuN not able to get the separation. Widowmine getting taken down on the reinforcement. Dark actually taking a pretty good fight on the tail end. He is very far down in supply, though, and as the drop comes back into the main base, he is just going to tap out. ByuN will take game number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Spawning up at the top right for the Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN in the red. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left for Talon. It is Dark in the blue. This time not going for an extractor trick 15 hatch. Will just be the standard 16 hatch, I would assume. But I'm sure he's looking at that previous game and saying, man, I wish I'd just attacked you early on. And by early on, I do mean like a 16 pool opener. But, you know, if you start doing that reactively, then all of a sudden your opponent's opening up standard. You try and get something done. It doesn't work. And you're like, ugh. Just a rough time. Just a rough time. And therein lies the strategy in StarCraft 2. Stratagema. So far, 1 Rax expand from ByuN. He once again does skip scouting. He has been a no scout enjoyer for quite some time, but sometimes I look at it and I'm like, man, you're insane. You're insane. Yes, yeah, exactly, Poriforion. I busted him up. It is going to be a 6-ling opener from Dark to try and mitigate this. Just more HP, more units to micro. More time able to be bought. Dark, pretty much the only Zerg that goes for this. Obviously, it's not the most efficient, but it's kind of a testament and a compliment to ByuN's Reaper micro. Double inject as well, which is quite interesting. Once again, maybe a little bit of a compliment to ByuN's Reaper micro saying, hey, I don't want to try and keep a creep tumor alive against you. I ain't got no interest in that. I ain't got no interest in that. This is a much more normal fast third command center off of course, a 1 Rax expand. Or, 1 Rax expand. Ooh, what is not necessarily so normal, though, is that quick second factory. ByuN maybe going to take a page out of Maru's book and go for very fast battle mech. That is something that is super intriguing to me, and I think we're going to see a very quick not Meg Field Accelerator. Oh, there's the third factory. Yeah. I think we're going to see a fast Hurricane Thrusters upgrade. ByuN lifting the barracks just to Have it take a little bow once again and just plop its way back onto the ground. ByuN, not a player you think of when you think of mech, but he certainly can still make it work for him. There it is. There's that speed upgrade for the Cyclones. Very interesting that we didn't see any Cyclones with this so far. This is a situation where not building Cyclones can actually leave you very in the lurch against specifically what Dark is doing. Dark is going for a 3-gas Roach Ravager Ling attack here. This is actually extremely scary for ByuN, and I think he could just die to this. Now, the reasoning I say that, as he does start up the Cyclones, which is what he will need, is... I mean, there's no starport units. He doesn't have a Banshee, doesn't have a Liberator. Won't be able to defend this particularly well. Roaches do start moving across the map. Now, the Hellions do not allow you to kite this as it crosses the map the way a Cyclone might. Ooh, Hellions looking for an opening into the natural. They might be able to keep the Lings at home for a while. ByuN is definitely in a scary situation. I am very concerned about his ability to not die right now, but he started... Well, now he's building 5 Cyclones at a time. God damn. Reactored Cyclones, my dude, they are feisty. They come out real quick. Dark, though, now has a bunch of Ravagers. Ravagers will be able to tussle, tangle with those Cyclones. Already a couple Hellions going down, and one Cyclone taking a lot of damage. ByuN obviously going to try and buy as much time as he can before he fights in earnest. Hurricane Thrusters is getting very close to completing. He started it so fast before he even started Cyclone production. But we are going to see these supply depots going down, and that will supply block ByuN. And all of a sudden makes it so that time is not so much on ByuN's side. As the reinforcements from Dark can continue to be built, we are going to see an SCV full coming on down. Very well-placed bios kind of break up the Cyclone formation. Oh, nice depot lift as Dark tries to sprint in the main base. Corrosive Biles barely missing the SCVs. Almost getting massive connections. We do see one of them hitting on the Cyclones. Cyclones are in a good position. Ravagers are still able to free fire. But as the Lings get cleared up... Oh, hold that thought. More Lings coming in. And more reinforcing Lings coming across the map as well. 23 SCVs already going down. Can the Cyclones of ByuN manage to hold on? A lot of the Ravagers fallen. And the positioning from ByuN has been very good. Dark continuing to hammer the gas pedal, but as I say that, he finally starts droning. ByuN, though, will survive. And now he's got those speed upgraded Cyclones. Ooh, this Overlord. Yeah, that's a freebie. Yeah, this is now ByuN's opportunity. Ooh. Oh, Dark should not commit here, I don't think. He will grab 2, make it 3 of the Cyclones. Never mind, that's good. That's actually a very good trade for Dark. I was thinking he shouldn't commit, but, I mean, snapping off the 3 frontline Cyclones, 2 of which were very deep in the red. Super worthwhile. Meanwhile, oh, I hope this burrow is real. You know that ByuN is not going to be scanning for a while. If you can spring a trap on the Cyclones with a bunch of Lings or Roaches, that can be so valuable. Even if he doesn't use it for that, it's still a good play because it can break the Cyclones' lock-on. Even though we don't think of Cyclones as relying on the lock-on anymore, it is still a valuable setup for them. Now, we are going to see Dark starting up upgrades. ByuN, he's only on 3 factories. He really can only afford to build Cyclones and SCVs. Ooh, the fact that he's not walling with this shows you how kind of frantically set up he is. And that means this Ling run-by is going to be quite a problem. There's no Hellions, so these Cyclones will not have a good time. Not in small numbers, but if he can get a full interception, which he won't, but if he could have, would have been really nice. Burrow, though, is going to complete 4th command center. Are you serious right now? 4th command center before additional factories. And as I say that, there go the 4th and 5th factories on the way. Double armory now. Dark supply blocked at 130, but it wasn't a super hard block. He was just getting up to there and just kind of overbuilt Overlords to mitigate it. So it's actually not that bad of a block. Infestation Pit coming on down. Fungal growth, obviously, especially with Burrow, can be profoundly powerful. Roach speed about to complete. For now, though, these Roaches are going to get bullied until that Roach speed completes. Ooh, Ling's gonna come in from the back. Dark. Oh, he ripped down the rocks. ByuN was not expecting those units from the back. Dark using ByuN's vision against him. Such a sick catch. Oh, man. ByuN was not expecting that in the slightest. He's like, I have the watchtower. I've got this barracks on the top side. You can't sneak around me. Dark says, nuh-uh. I got secret agent Lings. I got 17 Daniel Craigs. They're going to come in. They're going to be old and battered, but they're still going to kill it at the box office. Very well done by Dark. Oh, my God. And that is why he is one of the most exciting players to ever touch the game. It's such a simple move, but he does it always. Now, there are siege tanks here. ByuN has been transitioning into tanks. He's got 5, but this is a multi-pronged hit coming on in. Two angled, 2 prongs. Corrosive do hit a lot of Dark Zone Roaches, but they also hit the siege tanks of ByuN. And ByuN, losing all the Cyclones, losing all the tanks, will be forced to tap out, and Dark sends it to game number 2 with a great maneuver. All right, here we go, the rubber match. In an already awesome, great series, spawning down on the bottom left for the Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN. To infinity and ByuN. And his opponent spawning up at the top right. For Talon, it is Dark. In the blue. That was just awesome. That was just really, really awesome. Oh, we're going to see a command center first again. All right, ByuN going back to it. Dark will be opening up with the hatch first. I honestly think Terran players should be playing command center first more often. And I like that we see it now twice out of ByuN in this series. That is just... Oh, that's a good time. That's a good time indeed. But yeah, like I was saying, that was a really cool maneuver. Dies badly to any Ling pressure. I wouldn't say it dies badly to any Ling pressure. We don't see 12 pools. If 12 pools, like, if they happened, could be tricky. Thank you very much, Theodorans, for the Prime resub at 2 months. I feel like more so than Ling pressure, it's roaches that are a big problem. I don't think Ling speed is a problem. The main problem, actually, is the fact that so many Terrans don't wall behind this. We've had some instances where players have lost games that they had no business losing. Like, I believe Ragnarok, back when he was known as Ragnarok, won a game on Neo Humanity versus Cure, where Cure, like, he just literally didn't even wall, and Shin, Ragnarok at the time, went for like a pressure, and it just ran him over. Hey, thank you, Dark for the 400 biddies. Thank you. Now we do see, speaking of Ling pressure, just 4 Lings going to move across the map, and ByuN does not have the best placed Marine. He will pull back. Oh. Ooh, a little bit of a bait coming in from Dark, trying to draw the Marine out. He will get the wraparound on the Marine, but only one of the Lings actually shooting the Marine. Still, this is worth it for Dark, very much so. Oh, man, kills 2 SCVs and the Marine. That is actually extremely good for Dark, yeah. Third CC coming in behind this from ByuN once again. Yeah, anytime you trade out 4 Lings for 2 SCVs and a Marine, you're almost always very happy about that as a Zerg. There's very few situations where you're not. We're gonna see another fast Roach Warren, another quick gas. This time it might just be a 2 gas play. ByuN once more looking like he's gonna be playing the fast Cyclones. There it is. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd factories coming on in. Now, part of what made this so scary was the fact that there was so many Ravagers. Nice pickoffs, by the way, on the Creep Tumors. Able to get a couple of those. But the fact that ByuN is going for Faster cyclones, first of all, is obviously a good thing. But the fact that Dark is only going for 2 gas is going to mean there's going to be way less Ravager production potential. ByuN, I wonder if he's figured out what's going on yet, seeing the lack of drones at this third. Yeah, prioritizing the Cyclones over the Hurricane Thrusters is going to make this so much better. Dark already going to start to drone, actually, a little bit. Okay, he's actually, he might just chill. Yeah, I think he's just chilling on this entirely, saying, yeah, you got too many Cyclones on the way. He will put the pressure on, but this is just a feint as much as anything. Oh, ByuN. Hello? Having some trouble with the pathing on this map a little bit. Able to get a couple of creep tumors, though. Ling speed was being produced, actually got canceled and restarted. Dark just purely pressuring. And, I mean, ByuN has still not started the Hurricane Thrusters upgrade. And he did get a little bit supply block, so maybe a little bit distracted. Not a huge supply block, but more than 0. Double Armory and double Evo Chamber coming on in at the same time. Of course, the double Armory does cost, what is that, 300 gas, or 300 minerals, 200 gas in total. Oh, wow, another fast 4th CC coming in from ByuN. Jeez. It's going ham. Now, I wonder if this is going to be double attack upgrades or if he'll get Carapace. Okay, he will get Carapace. Interesting. Normally, you would never get Carapace against mech, but against Cyclones, their attack, even though it's got that lock on, it is still considered an auto attack. So it does suffer from your opponent having upgrades. It also benefits from upgrades. So it's cuts both ways, I should say. That actually does complicate things for Zerg just kind of in general. Because now it's like, well, you would like in a perfect world to be able to get a triple Evo. But that is pretty expensive to be able to afford that. So you kind of have to pick your spots. Oh my god, look at this. He's starting the engineering bay as the 4th command center's flying over. I wonder if the timing works out for the engineering bay to be done for him to build the planetary. I'm actually I'm not sure. It looks like it's going to be pretty close. Pretty close to perfect. That is really funny. That is something. Score that up on a bingo card as something I've never seen before. And look at that. It's a perfect timing. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that. I would not have expected that that would be almost like frame perfect. And then he doesn't start the planetary at all for like, I don't know, 20 seconds. That's kind of funny. It's like you perfectly crammed for a test and then just didn't show up. And showed up like 15 minutes late or something. Oh, wow. Changeling actually inducing the friendly fire on the supply depot. Doesn't matter. Just a funny thing to see. There's the follow-through from Dark. Will be +1 melee after this. Hive is coming on in. 8-minute Hive. That is obviously very quick. Overlord's speed means that this Overseer actually does escape. It's a non-zero thing to save an Overseer. Those are not expensive or not cheap units. 150 minerals, 50 gas. So literally, Overlord speed pays for itself if you save 2 Overseers that would have otherwise died. If you get no other benefit other than you just saved the Overseers that would have otherwise died, you've paid for Overlord speed. Not to mention the fact that you save the Overlord. So I think it's worth it if you save 1 Overseer, to be honest. This is a big army, by the way. Ooh, Lane's going to try and come in. We do have a bit of a flank coming in from Dark. Unsieged tanks. Only one of them sieged. Sorry, 2 of them sieged up right now. But there's just so much damage in the army. And Dark was morphing a lot of Ravagers. Not all of his supply was ready to fight. But he was like, oh, you're unsieged. I have to go. That was actually a bit of a misread. Good job from ByuN to take that fight. not kind of retreat. The DPS of unsieged tanks is extremely high. Overseer spotting this base. 3 more command centers coming on in for ByuN. Dark, meanwhile, will lose this base. This is looking very good for ByuN right now. He is on 96 SCVs, truly playing like a Zerg right now. 8 factories, 7 cyclones on the way. The math's not checking out, and that's because there's, well, 3 add-ons being produced. Man, 4 more command centers. My God, ByuN. Do we really need mass orbital? Well, I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing. Ooh, a couple of units caught on siege. We will see a couple of blinding clouds shutting down 4 tanks, and big abducts coming in on the cyclones. The rest of the tanks were not sieged up. That's a very good engagement for Dark. And now ByuN siege is up after he's kind of been driven back. Well, not just driven back, after he's kind of been crushed, to be honest. And Corrosive Biles take down 2 of those tanks that were clumped up together. Dark getting an extremely good fight after ByuN. Well, after ByuN got some really good headway in this game. Still, ByuN is now on a 5th base. 9 cyclones at a time. He's got more... How many orbitals is he? Yeah, he's going to have more command centers than factories pretty soon. Yeah, 5 command centers, 3 orbitals, 1 planetary. Ooh, planetary's not yet done. Oh, good job from Dark. Gets a couple of lings, or a couple of SCVs, and we'll get out of there. A lot of cyclones on the bottom side. These are 2/2 clones. And the Carapace upgrades that I was alluding to before are, well, they are going to be falling behind now. That means the Cyclones will trade very well. Oh, one of those Cyclones providing incidental map hacking that Hero Marine figured out. A lot of drones going down. It targets onto a unit and will show you where that unit was if you know which unit was locked onto. Now, that's a lot of Cyclones. Was that... Okay, that was... Huh. Yeah, that was definitely better for Dark. He does have to, of course, rebuild the drones a little bit. But not necessarily. He's on 80 drones. Not a bad worker count by any stretch. ByuN is going to clear out a lot of creep, but there's still creep providing vision on a couple of these tanks. ByuN playing a very bio-esque mech right now. Going a little bit lighter on the siege... Well, I say lighter on the siege tanks. It's really just for the reinforcements. He's still got 11 siege tanks. Broodlords, though, are going to be unanswered right now. Unless the Cyclones get close enough to get connections, and they will kill one of them. Still, the Cyclones are not an answer to the Broodlords at this point. Not really. Unless you can get a crazy concave. Meanwhile, a lot of SCVs just went down. 17 SCVs just went down to a big run by. And now the tank's getting completely cleaned up in the middle of the map. So many units going down. ByuN doesn't have smart servos. No, he does not. That's more important for Thors and Hellbats. Well, I say it's more important. It's functional. Those are the only units it functions on. And the Vikings, of course. Blinding clouds coming on in. It will disable 6 of the 7 tanks. Make it all 7. Now, going around a corner is no fun at all. Viper does fall to a Cyclone, but this is a huge cleanup on this army. And this was a counterattack that ByuN needed to work while he's taking so much damage in the middle. Broodlords are a little bit isolated. Vikings will eventually clean them up. But not before they've already killed the tanks earlier, and that was good value. They've gotten even more value, killing a ton of Cyclones. Resources lost, favoring the Zerg by over 3,000. Roach Ravager army on the bottom side looking for an opening. These are 3-1 Roach Ravager. Cyclones trying to clean this up. Will be able to... Well, I mean, the Vikings actually taking care of the Broodlords as much as anything. 21 SCVs going down, though, and there are still 73 SCVs onto the field. The big thing for ByuN is that he's on 6 orbital commands. So he can actually drop crazy numbers of mules. Which he needs to be doing, for sure. But fungal growth, going to be a big problem for ByuN to deal with. We also have the +3 melee, +2 Carapace on the way. Dark does see... Oh, you've got this base too. That could cause him to not panic per se, but he's probably going to want to make a move. Oh, that scan was very crucial. That infestor could have ended this entire army on the top side. If he got the back units, that would have been really bad. But there's nothing to protect this base. Parasitic Bomb will be a problem. Corrosive Vials plus the Ravager damage just taking that base down. Parasitic Bomb plus the Fungal Growth able to clear this out. Lings, meanwhile, starting to find value on the bottom side. Good quick lift on the base. But that is drawn ByuN's attention away. Corrosive Vials are going to finish off this planetary. And that's 2 bases going down for ByuN. For the price of fun. Now, this is a big army. A big, scary army with 3-3. But Dark is just finding so much damage. Oh, and he's going to find these tanks exposed on the backside. Gets 2 of them quite quickly. Base will go down in the middle. Oh, this is Dark engaging in. Is this the right call? He's got the Fungal Growth Corrosive Bile combo. It doesn't land perfectly, but it lands pretty damn well. Still, he loses a lot of Ravagers. Dark is in a little bit of trouble against these Cyclones. However, there come the Lings from the bottom side. A lot of Banelings. ByuN way too far forward onto creep. And Dark gonna crush the vanguard of this army, taking down the entire front line, including a tank. Look at that! Little bit of dancing coming in from Dark. Zipping left, zipping right. Maybe a little bit too early on that, though, because he has not cleaned this army up yet. He has not won this game, certainly. And in fact, we're seeing the supplies all of a sudden taking a favor for ByuN. The mass orbital, hello? Is that what's doing it, or is that just that ByuN has killed enough of Dark's economy? Ooh, ByuN with a couple of run-by Cyclones. Oh, man. Attack of the Clones is back. And this time the CGI is years ahead of where it previously was. Corrosive Vials will get avoided. Base on the bottom side is in peril, but the base on the top pocket getting completely killed. I thought Dark was locking this game up, but no. ByuN's economy is, despite the fact that he's mining out of his bases, is still very strong. The mass orbital he invested into earlier has finally begun to pay off. Man, it's so crazy how quick you can reinforce with those Cyclones. Viper is out, but he needs to charge up energy. He's got another one charged up and ready to go. Queens will get caught on the rally. Oh my god, the Cyclone.
Game resumed.
ByuN trying to land a base on Dark's base right now. Lings will look for some reinforcements, and they did kill 16 SCVs during all this. Oh, that's big. That will actually slow down the momentum significantly. Kind of fortunate for Dark that he actually doesn't have a lot of drones here, because there was no defending them. Ooh, Infestor will be ready to go with the Fungal. Oh, doesn't get it, though. He's looking at his Lings on the top side during that, I think. We're going to see a big Blinding Cloud grabbing 2 tanks. Ooh, the Corrosive Vials not being spread out there by Dark. He only gets one of the tank kills. He will come back in and clean that up. Base did fall during all this. ByuN insane reinforcement setup with the Cyclones. Ooh, a couple of Cyclones are going to go down on the backside, but there are so many more behind this. Dark needs more Infestors right now, and he doesn't have any on the way. He's actually building 3 Corruptors once again. ByuN never going for even a single Thor. Ooh, there are siege tanks in on this mineral line. The Rivera is going to be good. ByuN will lose a lot of SCVs to this next Ling run by, though. Dark getting some good value with that. But we also see Dark losing a couple of Lings, or a couple of drones of his own. Oh man, he actually sets his command center on fire. Ooh, Burrow does not save most of the Lings, but one of them does survive. Unironically, if he had unburrowed right away and gone for that command center, he might have finished it. Vipers are out. We do have more Broodlords coming on in. The fact that this base is being retaken is a big problem for Dark. 16 SCVs just went to... Oh my god, he just killed more. Ooh, the Brood Lords, even though there's 3 of them, is actually really good, especially with the Transfuse behind this. Cyclone's going to try and dive bomb this. Is this the right call? He doesn't quite get the Viper. Will get one of the Brood Lords. No, it survives on 1 HP. And now all the tanks go down. That was a very good skirmish for Dark. ByuN. Ooh, he's going to find a lot of Overlords here. But that's about all he gets. Doesn't feel like he can go any further. That would have been very bold. Would have risked a lot of this army if he had gone for this. Oh my god, the Mule Hammer. But we do see Dark forcing these units away. Oh, nice burrow right there on Lings. God, there's 36 Cyclones. Holy crap. Dark is going to clean up a lot of this army on the, or a lot of SCVs on the other side, and will grab a couple of reinforcing Cyclones. He does still have that lack of +3 Carapace. ByuN, though, now taking a significant economic lead. Dark is... Ooh, there's the unburrow on these Lings. They were not able to get everything. Dark's economy is just in shambles right now. He is going to reestablish it a little bit, especially if he can get this base in the middle, but he is in some trouble. Oh, and there come the Thors now. Finally, ByuN going to turn to the Thors. These Broodlords, they've got one... Wow, they've got 1-1. Huh. I guess that's from a time when Dark was richer. Dark is out-trading ByuN, but ByuN just has so much tempo, so much speed. And he unironically is just faster with these units. Like, the units are, like, they move faster. I don't mean he's playing faster than Dark. I mean that the Cyclones are faster than Dark's army. Because the... Well, I mean, you kind of need to engage with Infestors at this point. Engaging without them is a nightmare against 43 Cyclones. The thing is, ByuN has to be careful too, because Burrow is done. And if he runs into a bunch of Fungals, gets, you know, 10, 15 Cyclones caught, that is a lot of his army. Man, ByuN's economy is still just insane, though. Did Dark kill that orbital? I think he did. ByuN is supply blocked at 193. Kind of funny to say, but I just noticed that all the factories are blocked. Supply depot, last one that he'll probably build in this game, is on the way. Oh, look, hey, he shift rallied back for the last 5 minerals. We're going to see... God, this is so many Cyclones. Neural Parasite coming on in. That will be good against the Thors. Liberator is actually going to be very powerful here against the Infestors. Going to make it so difficult to approach this army. But there's a big fungal growth coming on in. Broodlord's going to make this complicated to engage into for ByuN as well. Neural Parasite not quite done here. ByuN able to mine with quite a few units on the top side. Cyclones slipping past the natural, trying to dislodge Dark here. Broodlord's moving in, not able to get anything done. This is going to be... Oh, man, I don't think he can deal with this run-by. That's going to cause Dark to give up position around his high-yield gas base. Dark, who is going to try and take the fight here. He's been behind for a while. We will see a blinding cloud on the Thors, not able to do much of anything. Corrosive Vials might clean up one of the Liberators, but there's still more behind this. There's the Neural Parasite coming on in. It will grab one Thor, and actually it's going to be able to kill the Liberator. Kind of cool to see, but actually gets the other Liberator with it as well. Getting a lot of value out of his opponent's Thors, not something you say too often. But in the main base, Hive was killed. That means no more Vipers. Broodlords. There are 4 on the map, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called. ByuN takes a 23-minute and 40-second game on Solaris with the massest of mass Cyclones. Well played by ByuN. Dark, man, he really fought hard. But he wasn't able to get it done. GG gets called. And if you enjoyed that one, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check out the rest of my videos, and we'll catch you on the flip side.